What's going on, guys? It's Daniel from CoinSpots here. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and that like button. Trying to grow out this channel. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, keeping you guys updated on the markets and on the biggest news headlines. So yeah, would really appreciate that. So let's get right into Bitcoin. Um, Bitcoin's looking pretty good, at least for now. We're still in the channel, as I always talk about. Very, very good for Bitcoin since we held the channel, and now we're kind of just playing around the 8,000, 8,500 level here. So if we actually zoom in a bit to the 4 hour, we're seeing a bit of resistance at this 8,500 level. Um, Not really too much previous support at that level, as we can see here. This was just a brief support that we had a couple days ago, and now we're just seemingly testing this level. Not a big resistance level, I would say. The big one coming up is this 9,500 level. As we can see, we have multiple points of contact here, as well as previously back here. So what I was saying on, I believe, Wednesday, that this could just be a bounce because we had that huge volume, which I liked, but then we could just be kind of losing steam here. You know, this buying, could have been institutional buyers. The retail investors could still be on the sidelines and they're still, unsure about coming in or not. So that's why it's going to take, I'd say, within the next day or, weeks to see where Bitcoin goes from here. Personally, I think we're going to consolidate and build a base in this channel. I think that would be the best option for Bitcoin, or the best scenario, I should say, for Bitcoin before, we kind of take off and hopefully stay within the channel as we have been throughout 2017. It was this huge parabolic run that, definitely overvalued Bitcoin. And hopefully, we can keep that in check and just stay within this channel and just have Bitcoin grow the way it had been growing, for 2017. Because this run up was unprecedented, pretty much. As good as it was, it just happened way too quickly. More likely than not, once Bitcoin gets, in the press again, and, after we consolidate and this thing starts turning up, who knows what's going to happen? Press is going to come out again, and, Bitcoin's going to be making headlines, and we might see, another crazy parabolic run, but obviously that just depends really on the news. And really, most of the news um, these past few days have been pretty quiet, especially after the CFTC and SEC Senate hearing. Um, but yeah, so not too much news driving the price of Bitcoin right now, and we're just, I'd say, consolidating at these levels, trying to form some kind of a base, and we'll see where we go from there. Transitioning over to Litecoin, Litecoin's actually looking a little bit better than Bitcoin in my mind. We've got a lot of wicks down here on the daily chart, and that pretty much signifies a pretty good base being built around this $100 level. Volume is not that high, and that's just with respect to Litecoin. Bitcoin is obviously a much bigger cryptocurrency, so we're not going to see the volume that we saw on Bitcoin. This volume back here was just that euphoria of Litecoin back in December, when everything was pretty much pumping up. But we could say we tested this 0.7886 fib level. Obviously, it's not 100% exact, but nothing in TA is ever going to be 100% exact. But testing this 78% retracement level was pretty good. And interestingly enough, it correlates exactly, or not exact, almost exactly, with the beginning of this skyrocketing price in Litecoin back in December. Um, so I think we formed a good base for Litecoin at these levels, and we're just kind of marching along, and hopefully we can break some of this resistance here at the 0.618 fib level. But definitely, I think Litecoin is looking a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, um, at least currently right now. So, moving on to the news. This one's actually pretty important. Um, Not really for the sue part of it, but basically, a cryptocurrency trader is suing T-Mobile, accusing them of giving hackers control of his account. So I felt the need to bring this up because security is of utmost importance in the cryptocurrency world. Since you are your own bank, you have to control pretty much everything when it comes to your money. Um, and what's important about this is that since your phone number is linked to pretty much everything, so your exchange accounts, that's how you have your verification, right? You should be using Google Authenticator, not your um, SMS Authenticator for exchanges or for pretty much anything. Because basically, what happened here in short is pretty much called SIM swapping. And all SIM swapping requires is a little bit of social engineering and a phone number. So, pretty much what these hackers do is they call up the your service provider, so whether that be T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and they pretend to be you. They have your phone number, and with a little bit of social engineering, they're able to transfer your phone number to their SIM card. So in this case, this guy's number was transferred to an AT&T account, and basically, whether obviously when you call the service providers, they do require some sense of authentication, usually the last four digits of your social, which obviously, as we all know, that huge Equifax breach that affected like half of the American population. So, social security numbers are something that hackers have great access to. However, in this case, pretty much what happened was the hackers just kept calling customer support over and over again until they got in touch with a rep that didn't really ask for verification, right? So there's multiple ways for this to be done, but pretty much as I said, it all these guys need is your phone number, that number which is linked to your exchange accounts or wherever, um, Coinbase, for example, Gemini, whatever, and they pretend to be you. They get that number transferred over to a SIM card that they control, and since they have access to your number now, they can change all your passwords and withdraw your cryptocurrency. So this is definitely one thing to be aware of. In terms of what you can do to protect yourself, I believe um, I know T-Mobile has it, but I'm not sure about the other service providers. I'm pretty sure they will be able to set something up in terms of making sure that your account, whenever you call in, you have to request or set up some kind of verification, whether it's like a PIN number or something else, whatever you set up, besides the last four digits of your social, something that like only you will know about. Um, so that way, that note is on your account, and whenever the rep pulls up your account, they have to get that information, that PIN number, for example, in order for them to disclose any information to you. Um, and then just another brief note is, make sure you're using Google Authenticator for your verification, not your SMS verification, just because of stuff like this that can happen. And also this goes back to, don't keep your cryptocurrency on an exchange. This guy got hacked. What is it? 1,000 Omise Go and 19.6 BitConnect tokens. Oh boy. But regardless, 2.8 BTC equivalent, so about $20,000. Don't keep your coins on an exchange, because whether the exchange gets hacked or something like this happens, your money is vulnerable unless you control your private keys. Can't stress that enough, especially for the new people coming into cryptocurrency. You really, really need to learn this, or else you're going to have, or potential issues can arise on the horizon that you do not want to deal with. So, yeah, pretty much a public service announcement about this. Definitely something I'll keep stressing on the channel for any of the new people that are watching. So, moving on, we've got the European Central Bank board member stating crypto is a contagion and contamination infecting the global financial system. Now, obviously, this is nothing new. People have in the financial market or financial system have, criticized Bitcoin countless times, cryptocurrency countless times. Um, but what's interesting about this, and why I bring this up, is just because of how much, when crypto keeps getting bashed by people in the financial institution, it's just going to build up the momentum for just regular, everyday retail investors to come back into the market or to look into the market. Because I think today, especially in this day and age, a lot of people are skeptical of the establishment, bureaucracy, and all of that. So there's a reason why these guys in the big financial institutions don't like crypto, right? It goes against, crypto fundamentally goes against what financial institutions are. The purpose of Bitcoin was to not go through a financial institution. So, cryptocurrency is a direct threat to them. And that's why we see a lot of these big members, um, you know, European Central Bank or wherever else, constantly criticizing Bitcoin as something that's a Ponzi scheme or a problem that's going to disrupt the financial system, and potentially crash it, right? It definitely is going to, disrupt the financial system. But, it's just always interesting to note that these guys here have an agenda. And, while different institutional people have different agendas, some might be driving or, creating FUD to drive the price of Bitcoin down to just buy into it. But I think the big sentiment in the institutional financial system is just negative against crypto, and they want to just destroy it completely. Because as I said, it goes against everything the financial system stands for. And, once they keep doing this, it's just going to build up the momentum for everyday people to join into crypto and buy into crypto, especially if there's some kind of big scandal or economic problem that arises. So if we see something close to the 2008 financial crisis again, um, that is just going to be so bullish for crypto, because people are going to just be exiting these financial systems. Because for example, if you can't go to a bank and withdraw the funds that you have in the bank, because obviously banks don't hold all of the money that people deposit in it, because they're trading it, they're doing whatever, they're lending it. So since you're not really in control of your own money, and if you go to the bank and you can't withdraw your money, that's going to be a huge problem. and stuff like that is gonna be a huge incentivizer for people to get into crypto. So, when you keep hearing and seeing or reading these headlines, just know that it really is just building up the demand and motivation, or momentum, I should say, for retail investors to get into crypto. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. And then lastly, we're going to end off on this little tidbit of news that Nvidia crypto oh boy, graphics card sales for cryptocurrency mining surpassed quarter 4 expectations. So this is an interesting trend to kind of get on and look at, because obviously the crypto, there's so much more out there in terms of relationships that the crypto market um, forms, you know and it's interesting to see that how crypto is affecting other areas of the economy, really. So if you guys remember, any kind of company that tried to integrate blockchain or stated that they were integrating blockchain with the company, their stocks just soared through the roof because crypto was just the new craze. And this is just an interesting trend that as crypto is becoming more popular, more people are getting into mining. Nvidia stock has been going up ever since 2016. So it's just interesting to see how crypto is impacting other areas of the market, because a lot of people in crypto just look at crypto and they're just looking at the charts, looking at coin market cap. But really, cryptocurrency it's a revolution, you know, that is impacting and potentially will impact our society, not just our society in the United States, but societies all around the world as a whole, right? And definitely, it's just I'm super stoked about it, um, and I can't wait to see what the future has in hold for crypto. But it's really interesting to see. I think I might be getting into cryptocurrency mining myself. Something, an interesting project that I think I should take on. But yep, I'm just gonna end off on that piece. Other than that, not too much news for today. It's been, as I said, pretty quiet after the Senate hearing. So yeah, as I said before, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be pumping out some content. Hopefully you guys like it. And I will see you guys on Monday.